SEO Moz fans, welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Friday. This week I thought I'd steer away from the technical and go back to a little bit of viral marketing stuff. So I wanted to talk about the blogosphere and how bloggers get influenced. Obviously I get to play a little bit in this world myself, and I get to know a lot of bloggers and see kind of the ecosphere of how bloggers get connected to the content that they write about. So, since a lot of folks in the search field and in the online marketing field in general really like to connect with bloggers and like to have bloggers write about their stuff, I figured maybe a good topic for Whiteboard Friday. So, here we go. A guide to blog influencers. So in every niche, I would say there are certain people who help to spread ideas, right? Guys and gals who are passing around interesting content, whether it's a link, a piece of link bait, an interesting idea, maybe a meme, a contest, a quiz, whatever it is. So I find that these folks kind of almost have a stereotype to them, right? They often fit one of several profiles. And these are the big people that I see kind of influencing what gets talked about in the blogosphere. So I think the most obvious one to start with is the power blogger, right? And here's this person, and their RSS subscriber numbers are 20 million RSS subscribers, which is pretty impressive. In fact, I am quite jealous of this green stick figure. And then you have someone like the commenter. And it's interesting, comments really do influence blogs, right? So here's a commenter and leaving a comment, yeah, but did you see this? X, Y, and Z. And maybe that would be something that does one of two things. Either the blogger might actually change their post. I do this a lot of the time. Someone will link to something super relevant in the comments. I'll go back and edit the post and say, wow, Dr. Pete linked to this, or Will Critchlow linked to that, or, eCopt linked to this. And I think that these people do have quite a bit of influence, especially on bigger blogs where the blogger is actually paying attention to the comments. Then there's the email guru, and I like to think of these folks, a lot of times I will get links from certain people. Mert is one who comes to mind right now, who basically just email bloggers and say, hey, you should pay attention to this, you should pay attention to that, did you get to see this week? This is really interesting. Other folks, the networker, right? So someone who at a conference or an event or just in person will say, hey, you need to check out www. whatever it is, and they'll influence people just by talking to them in person, mostly bloggers. And then there's the influence blogger, and I gave my influence blogger really big muscles, right? And so even though the influence blogger may only have 500 or 1,000 feed subscribers, chances are every blogger in the sphere, a lot of the power bloggers, are actually paying attention to the influence blogger. So that 500 number is deceiving because they're such important people who are reading that site. I think a good example of this is actually someone like Robert Scoble, who doesn't have like a huge blog influence, at least not from the name that you would expect, but the people who are reading his site are incredibly influential. And the forum, guy or girl. So someone who at popular forums will leave messages, right, showing off new stuff, cool stuff, interesting stuff, concepts, ideas. So hopefully all of these will give you some ideas as to what you can maybe do to market your content to bloggers, and if you're a blogger yourself, maybe this will help you to go out and seek out some of these people who can help you come up with your great content. So until next week, this has been another great edition of Whiteboard Friday. Well, you'll tell me if it's great with the thumbs. And I will see you all next week.